So the equation of a line passing through these 2 points, and so some random line we have there, and there are 2 points on the line, and we have to find the equation. So for equation, what do? We find the slope m and the y-intercept of the line, right?
Yeah.
B. So these 2 things we have to figure out. We already know that the slope of a line equals to the y distance, which is vertical, and the horizontal distance. And horizontal distance is going to be given by the differences of the x components. So we do y2 minus y1
Mm-hmm.
divided by x2 minus x1. y2 minus y1 is a vertical distance. So the rise is y2 minus y1. And the run is the bottom part, x2 minus x1. And now, what are your x1, y1? Now, I call it x1, y1.
Mm-hmm.
Second point, I call it x2, y2. And by using the relation, I'm going to do y2 minus y1. So 7 minus, and y1 is -3. So I use a bracket because of the negative sign.
Mm-hmm.
You understand, right? We put a net bracket if you have 2 negative signs.
Yeah. And
Yep.
then I got 10 for that.
All right, so let me complete the whole thing. X2 is -4
Yep.
minus x1, which is -1.
Yep. In
So
the bracket.
we put in a bracket because of the negative sign.
And I got
Um,
-3.
yeah, so we got 7 plus 3 divided by -4 plus 1. 10 divided by -3 is the slope. All right.
Yep. Got
Now,
that.
now we do substitute them in the equation of a line in a slope-intercept form. This is a
Oh.
slope, yeah.
Oh, I thought I had to divide 10 by -3.
No, this is the equation which we gonna use because we are finding m and b. M and b, these 2 things are gonna be right in this equation. So you substitute in here and then there. That's gonna be your equation. So my m is 10/3, and the negative sign I can put on the top. This negative sign doesn't matter, you put it at the front, on the top, at the bottom, it's the same thing, but it's more a common way of doing it. We put it on top. So we
Okay.
have x plus b. Now the next target is b. We have to find b. And in order to find b, you're going to use one of the points in the equation. Because these
Yep.
2 points, they lie on the line, so they must satisfy the equation of a line. So I
So,
put, yeah, now I name it star. This is the equation's name. I call this equation's name is star. You can call whatever you want, A, B, C, D, but I call it star. And now I put my point -1, -3 in this equation. I put this point in star because it must satisfy this equation. That point belongs to the line. It lies on the line. So
then where do you put it?
pardon?
Then where do you put -1 and -3?
Yeah, now that's a nice question where we put it. Now this is my x and that is my y component. So I
Mm-hmm.
put it on the places of x and y.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So -3 equals -10/3 and times
yep,
-1 plus
right.
b.
So my y value is -3, so I put -3 equals to -10 divided by 3, and my x value is -1, so I write -1, and I write b, which I don't know. Now we do minus 10 times by negative 1 is just 10 over 3 plus b. And you understand that, right? Negative times by negative becomes positive.
Yeah,
All right. Now the
I
next, yep.
just do it.
Now the next thing is you move your number, which is that, to the left side, and it becomes negative
Mm-hmm.
10, 3. In other words, you subtract negative 10 over 3 from both sides. Then they're going to cancel this side, and it appears on the left hand side, right? Those are the basic
Yep.
concepts. So in order to get rid of that, what you have to do opposite. Opposite means subtract both sides by negative 10 over 3. So this cancels, and it's going to appear on the left hand side. So b equals to that. Now I make my denominator same. So I had negative 3 and I need 3 at the bottom. And
Mm-hmm.
if you know, I can put 1 there, right? This is
Yeah, rise
1,
over.
yeah, negative 3 over 1 is negative 3. Now I multiply the top and the bottom by this number, because my bottom should be same in order to operate these two fractions, and I want to make it 3. In order to make the bottom 3, I have to multiply bottom with 3, so I do multiply 1 by 3 and the top as well. So
Oh,
now my base is same, and I can find my b value. Good.
yes.
Negative
It's
3, yeah, negative 9 over 3 is the equivalent expression or fraction. Now in this side, on left hand side, we have two fractions with common base, so I write base once, common base is 3, and I operate the tops. So minus 9 minus 10 is negative 19 divided by 3, which is the b value. So my b value, negative 19 over 3, and I substitute b in star. So if I substitute the b value that I just figure out in star, this is star, so I keep everything as it is and replace b by its new by its value that we figured out. So we figured out that b is a negative 19 over 3, so I write negative, sorry. Alright, so that is that.
Can you
Yeah.
do go down? I wanna see
Yeah,
like
sure, sure,
even
sure. Let me zoom in so that you can have a look at everything.
yeah there.
And I can also write standard form. If they ask you to write standard form, this is
Uh
the
huh.
slope intercept form. Standard form is you have to get rid of like 3 first. The bottom part is 3. Multiply both sides by 3. So we do
Oh.
3 by, yeah. So we 3 times by the whole thing. This is extra that I'm doing. They didn't ask for standard or general form, but we're doing it. So 3 times by this fraction. 3 will cross the bottom part, negative
Mhm.
10x, and when you multiply this 3 with that fraction, the bottom
Mhm.
part is going to cancel by this 3, and you get negative 19. Now you can move, in order to find the general form, you move all the things to left hand side. This negative 10x, when you move it to the right and left hand side, it turns into plus 10x, and this 3y is gonna stay there, and when you move negative 19 to the left side, it's gonna be plus 19 equals to 0. So
Okay.
that's the same line, this is the same line, but different form. In a different form, they represent the same graph, but the forms are different. I hope that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, the last part kind of confused me.
Last part is confused you. This thing that we did right here is a process to convert the slope intercept form. This is a slope intercept form, and
Well,
we,
do we
yeah,
have to like learn that or like?
yeah, you're gonna learn that. They're gonna ask you in the future, but for the time being, just I mean, do the slope intercept form, and
Oh,
that's the way to convert it to the standard form or general form.